Your home and mortgage connection.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Radio Show, only on Financial News and Talk. Now live in studio, your host, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family or business can benefit in current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day. We have a very focused show. We only chat about items that affect the roof over your head, your bank account, and anything I feel would benefit you. And let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance-related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you. And you can reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are operators standing by.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And yes, of course, we're celebrating today. Wow, if you're listening to us live, either in the morning as we're recording or on our affiliate network, ABC News and Talk, October 1st, a lot to celebrate here today. So let's take a look. There's so many. National Pumpkin Spice Day. Josh, I don't know about that one. I'm not sure I can get into Pumpkin Spice Day. Are you a pumpkin spicer? You know, go to Starbucks and spend $7 or $8 on a pumpkin spice drink. Not for me. Okay, let's see. What do we have next? National Taco Day. Taco Tuesday. Question of the day, Josh. I didn't even send it to you. Where's the best place to go get tacos? No, let's not do it that way. How about hard shell or soft shell? Hard shell or soft shell tacos? What is your preference? Hard shell or soft shell tacos? Now, go ahead and put that in the chat. If you're listening to us on Ron Siegel Radio or any of our socials, go ahead and, if you're listening to us live on AM 1490, FM 98.1, KABC News and, not KABC, ABC News and Talk. God, I guess I should have had some more coffee this morning. I haven't got anything right yet. And I was late in even getting into the studio. But I digress. Hard shell or soft shell tacos? If you're listening to us live on radio, just yell it in the car or wherever you're listening. We will hear you. Hard shell or soft shell? You a taco guy, Josh? Okay. We didn't even put in there spicy or not spicy. I'm not a big fan of Mexican food. My wife loves it, so guess what? Guess who wins that one? If you're married, you know who the winner is there. So I'm going to go, if I had my choice, it would probably be soft shell with flour tortillas. Soft shell flour tortillas. Okay, let's see what else we've got here. Oh, everybody can get behind this one. National Fire Pup Day. National Fire Pup Day. Okay, so wait a second. Where did we come up with that picture? Don't you usually have a Dalmatian for a fire pup? No, not a Dalmatian. Okay. It should figures Josh is on top of these things. Well, as the number one lending team in America for Homes for Heroes, 2 years in a row now, we love our first responders. And they all get a discount. First responders, military, active or active reserve, retired, all get discounts. Nurses, teachers, all get discounts from Ron Siegel Radio from our lending team. As the number one lending team in America, Homes for Heroes. Okay. Okay, Mitchell has to pipe in here. Thanks, Mitch. Hard shell tacos. Mitchell likes Mexican food. I happen to know him pretty well. Hard shell tacos for him. And don't go to Starbucks and get that national, the pumpkin spice, Mitchell. National Fruit at Work Day. We've got that. Is that one of them that we have? We don't have that one. National Fruit. Why would they even have a day for National Fruit at Work? I don't know. What else do we have on here? Did I get them all? Oh, well, I didn't even see this one. Oh, it's down a little lower. They hide them from me. National Homemade Cookies Day. Okay, we're going to have to call Donna and talk about National Homemade Cookies Day. I will send her a link to this one when we get off the air. National Homemade Cookies Day. I got to be this size by eating homemade cookies and almost anything else that they'll put in front of me. What's going on in the world today? Is it a nice quiet day in the news? Well, I can actually tell you that we've got the soundboard for that one as well, if I could find it. We got a new soundboard, and I'm still lost on finding almost everything on the board. Yeah, it's not a quiet day in the news, although the markets are heading back in the right direction a little bit. Dow Jones Industrial Average down 114 points. The S&P 500 is down 46. The NASDAQ is down 262. Oil up $2.65 a barrel. And the 10-year Treasury is down 6 basis points, 3.72. Why is all of this happening? Well, it's the one thing that we can never forecast when we're dealing with forecasting the markets. Well, we can't. Okay, so Mitchell wants his pumpkin spice latte. No, you don't need to have that. So one thing we can't forecast in the markets is geopolitical events. And if you've been listening, and again, I don't know when you're listening to this. If you're live with us right now at 9:15, 9:13 in the morning as we're recording, there is a issue going on where the government, our government, has come out, unidentified sources, which sometimes you got to worry about.
I got a bad feeling about
unidentified sources. But they say that there is a ballistic missile, imminently to be headed toward Israel from Iran. That could escalate or would escalate the market. So, and what's the conflict over there? And generally, when that happens, you get this flight to safety. What is a flight to safety? Well, it's the U.S. bond. And that's why when they buy the bond, the price goes up, yield goes down. And that's what we're seeing going on today is that's happening. We also have this strike going on, the longshoremen. Anybody upset by the longshoremen or feel sorry for them? Now, the crane operators, I'm told, $500,000 a year is their salary. I think I want to go operate a crane. Right? I mean, that $500,000 a year. The other longshoremen there, they're in the $200,000 to $300,000 range, and they want more. My heart bleeds for them. But the other issue that they're coming out with is they don't want to have any more automation. Well, that's just to protect their jobs. Those are legacy jobs, generation to generation. So I'm not sure how much sympathy they're going to get if we hear too many people talking about how much money they actually make. So I'm just throwing that out there. But the fact that they are on strike as of midnight just tells us that, there could be some economic issues on the East Coast, which then will permeate throughout the country. Fruits and vegetables come in through the ports there. We got automobiles from Europe coming in through the ports there. A lot of commerce coming in. The holidays are coming up. I know a lot of the big companies already have their holiday shipments on hand, but those that deal with those that are dealing with just in time, they might not have that stuff on hand already. So, watching all of that, it is an active day in the markets. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, buying beats renting, 22 major cities. The road to a perfect credit score. What home and buyers and retirees need to know, how homeowners And first-time buyers can maximize credit card welcome bonuses. All that and more. Reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the number 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
As the economy slows, do you know anyone worried about job loss? At Siegel Lending Team, we offer the Home Select Loan. Think of it as a financial superhero cape for homeowners with good income and credit. It not only saves your home, but also throws a life ring to your credit score. Because who needs stress when you can have peace of mind? Let's secure your future with a smile. Visit rsrhomeselect.com. rsrhomeselect.com. NMLS 217037.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial. When you're ready for that next home loan, Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And every day at this time, OBMMI. They provide the most comprehensive, accurate, timely, and interactive analysis of pricing ever conducted in the mortgage industry, calculated from actual locked rates with the consumers across 35% of all mortgage transactions nationwide. They do not tell us points paid, points received, or the APRs. They tell us the number you need to put in your mortgage calculator in order to get that principal and interest payment for each month. If you don't have a mortgage calculator, ronismylender.com. ronismylender.com. What happened with mortgage rates yesterday? Conventional 30-year fixed, 6.138, up a little bit. Jumbo 30-year fixed, 6.416. That was down. FHA 30-year fixed, 5.883, up. VA 30-year fixed, thanks to our veterans, 5.631. That was up. USDA 30-year fixed, 5.977. That one was up. If you want our market thoughts, every day as early as the data allows. Today, the data came out a little bit later, so we haven't got the report out yet. rsrlinks.com/market minute. rsrlinks.com/market minute. You can get on our mailing list. We send out that report again every day as early as the data allows. We send that out to you. So what's happening with the markets today? I just told you what's going on from yesterday. What's happening today? Well, the S&P 500 is now down 53.71. The 10-year Treasury, the yield is down 3.72, call it 3.71, down 7 basis points, 0.07%. Usually that means that the bond, the mortgage bond, which is what drives mortgage rates, usually if the 10-year Treasury is down, the bond on the mortgage-backed security will be up, and it is today. It's up 16 basis points as we speak, which means interest rates should go down a little bit today, but you never know how the markets will close. That just tells you where they are right now. But the question that we always ask is not just what the numbers are doing. Well, it's why the numbers are doing that. U.S. International Longshoremen's Association, this looks like it's yesterday's. No, it's not. ILA strike went into effect at midnight last night, which can have a very bad consequences on our economy, depending on how long it lasts. And don't think that just because they went on strike in the East Coast, it's not going to affect the rest of the country, including us here on the West. The White House has made an official statement saying that President Biden and Vice President Harris are closely monitoring the strike and were briefed on agency assessments that show impacts on consumers are expected to be limited at this time, including the important areas of fuel, food, and medicine. It appears the White House is not concerned yet, but it's in stark contrast to what the president of the ILA, Harold Daggett, said recently, where he explained the impact and how it would cause loss of jobs and would cripple the U.S. economy. What do you think? Well, he's right, because what happens on these things, perishable food, it doesn't just change overnight. So perishable foods that come in through those ports on the East Coast, well, don't you think those companies were watching this a week ago or so before they started shipping perishable foods to the East Coast? They didn't want their food to get stuck in containers, and they didn't want to have to worry about losing the loss because, if it's perishable, it's gone. So they probably stopped shipping perishable fruits, vegetables, foods. They probably stopped shipping that sometime around a week ago. So that'll already be having impacts in the marketplace. In addition to that, they're not going to start in anticipation because they don't know how long this is going to go. No one knows how long this is going to go on. So they're not going to start shipping until there's a settlement or until the president wakes up. And yes, I know. Some of you get mad at me when I say that. Yes, wake up, Mr. President. So the issue here is if the president gets up, there is a law on the books that says if something's going to hurt the country, that the president can order them back to work. Now, when you're talking about some of the unions, what they'll do is, yes, they'll go back to work to comply, but maybe just half the people, or they won't work nearly as hard. So the bottom line is this will have an impact on our economy. The JOLTS report, August JOLTS showed that job openings rose 7.7 million to 8 million from 7.7 to 8 million, which is better than the estimates of 7.7. While this headline was a little stronger than expected, we know there's a lot of double counting with work from anywhere, and the internals were very weak. Hiring rate fell from 3.5% to 3.3% and is at the lowest level since 2013 when removing COVID, and not far from the COVID low of 3.1. Here's what's most important, though. The quit rate fell from 2% to 1.9% and continues to fall. This is the lowest level since 2015 when you take COVID out. This shows weakness in the labor market, as lower quit rate means less people feel confident about getting a new job, less poaching from other companies. Bottom line, this is the first bit of jobs data this week and showed further weakness in hiring and the quits rate. Fed Chair Powell spoke yesterday, and his more optimistic tone on the economy and labor market did pressure bonds lower yesterday afternoon. Compared to the speech 2 weeks ago at the September 18th Fed meeting, he had more confidence on the economy being strong and the labor market conditions being solid. He believes that with an appropriate recalibration of our policy stance, strength in the labor market can be maintained in an environment of moderate economic growth and inflation moving sustainably down to their objectives. He also explained that overall, the economy is in solid shape and the Fed intends to use their tools to keep it there. Lastly, he said that the Fed plans to stay on course with 50 basis points of additional cuts this year, which would mean 25 basis points at the November meeting and 25 at the December meeting. The market was expecting 50 in November previously, so this could have caused some of yesterday's sell-off. The Fed futures still don't quite believe Powell and are pricing in a 40% chance of a 50 basis point cut at the November meeting. We'll have some better indications of that on Friday. ISM manufacturing, weakness in the manufacturing sector continues. ISM manufacturing index for September remained in contraction at 47.2. The employment component fell from 46 to 43.9, deeply concerning. What do you need to understand about that? Pretty simple. Over 50, under 50. So the manufacturing index, 47.2, obviously under 50. The employment component, 43.9, obviously under 50. What's the magic about 50? Under 50 means the economy is contracting, getting smaller. Over 50 means we've got a growing and strong economy. Prices paid, which is an inflationary measure, made the biggest decline and fell almost 6 points to 48.3. This is a first reading in contraction for this component since last December. And again, bonds rallied on this news, as well as some of the other news of the day. That's the Mortgage Minute, brought to you by our friends at Geneva Financial when you're ready for that next home loan. Geneva's got the programs and the products. You just need to make the call. 800-306-1990. 800-306-1990. And if you've been following our market reports, and yes, you can get them for free, so there's no excuse not to follow the market reports that we put out. rsrlinks.com/market update. If you follow that, you know that I have not been a fan of our economy. I've not been very bullish, excited about our economy for quite a while. And it's starting to really show through now. We've found a lot of the data that we've been sharing that is not hitting the headlines is starting to hit the headlines. So when I say that, I still expect interest rates to continue to drop, what am I trying to tell you? Well, get in line for what you want to see happen with your home loan. Make sure you're getting those numbers in place so that you can really be set up to take advantage of markets. I'm not professing that I like the idea of this conflict in the Middle East. Of course I don't. But the bottom line here is if you're thinking about buying or selling, well, maybe what you want to do is give us a call at 800-306-1990. Find out where you are. Find out what I call what's your number. And I think we did I don't think I have it on my sheet here, but I think we have Josh, do we have a link for that one? What's my number or what's your number? Question is, what is it going to take or what makes you the impetus to restructure your home loan? rsrlinks.com/what's your number. We're pretty simple guys here. rsrlinks.com/what's your number. So we look at this and we say, okay, where do you want to be? Do you want to save $300, $400, $500 a month from your mortgage payment? Well, if that's the case, well, we put that into the model, find out what it takes to get you there. And when the interest rates hit that number, you're already in place. We've done everything. We've got all your disclosures out. We've got you all pre-approved. You're underwritten, the whole 9 yards. All we have to do is lock your loan and say, let's go. And the reason we do it that way is because there's going to be a lot of people. The market is going to be inundated with people that are going to say, oh, I think maybe I should start looking now. Well, the smart people have already looked. And we just want you to make sure that you're ready for that. So give us a call at 800-306-1990. Go look at the link, rsrlinks.com/what's your number. rsrlinks.com/what's your number. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, buying beats renting in 22 major cities, the road to a perfect credit score, what home buyers and retirees need to know, and more. Reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Confused about the home buying process? Or curious how much you really know about buying a home? Take the First Home IQ quiz to test your understanding of buying a home. Created by the nonprofit First Home IQ, this 5-minute quiz will give you a score, what you missed, and why. Take the quiz in 5 minutes at rsrlinks.com/FHIQ and find out what you need to know about buying your first home. That's rsrlinks.com/FHIQ.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions, as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The real-time real estate segment today being brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Want to know what your house is worth? Or at least what the valuation models think it's worth? rsrmoney.com. There's going to be a bar across the middle when you go there. Go to the fourth tab over in that bar, and it'll tell you what your house is worth right there. 4 different sources in most instances. 3 of them are really good, but we know you're going to look at Zillow, so we put that one on there as well. Unlocking, that's not what we wanted right there. We want the real-time real estate segment. And why am I not seeing my report there? Well, no, I can't find my report. There it is. Let's see. Why buying beats renting? I didn't look at the report this morning, and it looks like starts off with a chart. Okay, so we'll start that way. According to a recent survey from Zillow, in 22 of the 50 largest metro areas, monthly mortgage payments are now lower than rent. Okay, and if you're watching us on ronsiegelradio.tv, any of our socials or the ABC News and Talk AM 1490 video feed, you're seeing a chart. And it shows metros where mortgage payments are lower than rent. Think about this, mortgage payments lower than rent, yet you still get the appreciation of the real estate. Wonder why you'd want to buy then. Okay, because you get benefits both ways. As mortgage rates have eased off their recent peak, home prices have moderated and inventory has ticked up. Affordability has improved significantly. When you add all of that up, it's getting less expensive to buy a home than to rent one in many parts of the country. This is a big deal if you've been renting for a while now, but if you don't see your city on this list, don't sweat it. Things are moving fast and your area might be joining these top metros soon. You see, talking with a local real estate agent, give us a call, about what's happening in your market before this happens, your ideal neighborhood could really change the game for you. If it's all about being informed by a true expert and understanding what was out of reach before, might actually be getting more affordable than you think. Now, while this study compares monthly rent to principal and interest on a mortgage payment, not the whole monthly payment, don't forget you've got to add taxes and insurance. Let's think through this. As Zillow notes, what you can't ignore when you buy a home are things like taxes, insurance, utilities, and maintenance that should also be factored into your budget and your monthly payment. But remember, when renters pay renters pay extra fees too, like renter's insurance, utilities, parking, and more. And while doing the math may feel like a drag, this equation could be a much more exciting one to work through today. Give me a call because we have we have some spreadsheets that'll actually do this for you. Grab your calculator and your agent, because the big takeaway is this. It may be time to determine if you're in a spot to afford what you couldn't just a few months ago. Orfney Devonje, senior economist at Zillow, says, quote, "For those who can make it work, homeownership may come with lower monthly costs and the ability to build long-term wealth in the form of home equity. Something you lose out on as a renter. With mortgage rates dropping, it's a great time to see how your affordability has changed and if it makes more sense to buy than to rent," unquote. One thing they don't put in there is your mortgage payment, principal and interest, stays the same or goes down. Rents generally go up. Whether you live in one of these budget-friendly metros where the scales have already tipped in your favor, or any town in between, it's time to connect. Can't speak today, Josh. I'm having a problem. I might have to go get a bigger coffee or something. Time to connect with a local real estate agent to get the conversation started. With mortgage rates coming down and more homes sitting on the market, you want to be ready to jump back into your search before everyone else does. If you want to know what's going on in your neighborhood, we've got all that information for you too. We give it to you for free. No obligation. All you have to do, if you want to know about your zip code, go to rsrlinks.com/market report. rsrlinks.com/market report. And that's from our friends over at Altos Research. They track every single home for sale every week, and they put it into a report. And we have it available for you for free to you. We pay for it. rsrlinks.com/market report. That's from our friends over at Altos. If you're tired of renting and ready to find out what it takes to purchase a home in your area, now that the landscape may be shifting, let's do the math together to see if buying a home makes sense for you now or sometime soon. And again, just like we said before in the prior segment when we were talking about what's your number, the idea here is get started now, get your pre-approval now, get pre-underwritten now, and we'll work on your budget. And it's amazing how many times we see it where people that are thinking that they can't qualify, they already do. Give me a call, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. That is the Real-Time Real Estate segment brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. Jeff Sal, unless you're buying properties for rental income. Yeah, that's a good point. Buying properties for rental income is great. In fact, we've talked about on Ron Siegel Radio how you buy 4 or 5 properties and you start with them living in them. And when you're living in them, one of the things you're able to do is you're able to, when you start out, most people get in the game and buy a piece of property. When you get in the game and buy a piece of property, it might be something very similar to the apartment you're living in. It's not your forever home, but get in there. So get that 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom condo and own it. So you buy it with an FHA loan or some other specialized loans that we have available. And you buy that one and watch it appreciate for a couple of 3 years. Then you go and you do what's a cash out refinance. And ideally, you're going to lower the interest rate. Then you're going to go and buy another home for yourself. Bigger, better, nicer. Probably still not your forever home. But now maybe you're getting a 2 or 3-bedroom condo. You're renting out the first one, buying the second one. Live there for 2 or 3 years. Oh yeah, you got the appreciation of both pieces of property, and the first one has somebody else making the payment for you. Now, after you've lived there for a few years, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to take the cash out from the second one, and you're going to go buy a third one. And you do that for third, fourth. By the 5th one, you could probably be at something that you're going to want to live in for a longer term, but somebody else is making the payments on the first 4. And you're still getting in. I mean, if you used a FHA loan, you're 3.5% up to 1.2 million, I think, in Orange County. So, and then there's other programs, 3% down. Veterans, you pay nothing down. So you're building up this portfolio. When you get to that 5th home, you might want our Home Select product because it is the best loan in the market if you want to have your house paid off and still have all the liquidity of all that equity you've got. The Home Select is the best program on the market, rsrhomeselect.com, rsrhomeselect.com. If you haven't looked at that program, shame on you. Because if you've got good credit and you've got income, doesn't have to be W-2 income, it can be 1099 income. We show you the Einstein principle. Those who understand interest collected, those who don't, pay it. Well, when you pay your principal first, we're seeing people that can pay off homes. I've seen as much as a $2.5 million home get paid off in 3 years. Why? Because the principal is being paid first. Now, that doesn't mean you have to have a higher interest rate. No, you don't. You actually are a higher payment. Believe it or not, the interest rate might be higher and your interest expense is significantly less. I've seen as much as like a $1.4 million interest expense savings by using the Home Select product. So if you haven't looked at it, shame on you. Again, education costs you nothing. rsrhomeselect.com, rsrhomeselect.com. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, Is this the sweet spot home buyers have been waiting for? The road to a perfect credit score, what home buyers and retirees need to know, all that and more. Reach me anytime. Off-air number 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And if you miss any part of our broadcast, Ron Siegel 1 on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1 on YouTube. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Ron Siegel Radio. Your home and mortgage connection.
Do you know a homeowner experiencing divorce? Do you know a real estate reference and the divorce decree could cost tens of thousands of dollars? A certified divorce mortgage planning and real estate report could save you thousands of dollars, and it's free from your local certified divorce lending professional. Reach out to Ron today. RonIsMyLender.com. Again, RonIsMyLender.com. Licensed under NMLS 217037, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That is my message, and I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio. Or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. The Borrow Smart segment today being brought to you by rsrhomeselect.com, rsrhomeselect.com. Unlocking financial rewards, how homeowners and first-time buyers can maximize credit card welcome bonuses. Let's see about this one. As we all navigate the complex world of finance, whether you're buying your first home, planning for retirement, or managing existing debt, every tool in our financial toolbox matters. Credit cards are one of those tools, and they can be especially beneficial when you maximize their welcome bonuses. Let's take a deep dive into how homeowners and first-time buyers can make the most out of these lucrative offers without losing sight of long-term financial goals. Why credit card welcome bonuses matter. Welcome bonuses on credit cards can serve as a great financial booster, giving you rewards in the form of cash back, points, or miles. For many of these bonuses represent an easy way to cover certain home expenses or even chip away at debt. But there's a catch. You often need to spend a significant amount in a short period to claim the bonus. Here's where it gets interesting. Being a savvy homeowner or first-time buyer means thinking strategically about how to use those bonuses to your advantage. Shop around for the best deals. Before committing to any one card, it's crucial to do your homework. Take the time to shop around and compare offers from various card issuers. You might find one card offering a lucrative travel reward, while another provides a cash back percentage. Each has its own advantages depending on your lifestyle and financial priorities. One tip for maximizing your chances of approval is to use pre-qualification tools offered by issuers. These tools let you see if you're likely to qualify without affecting your credit score. Checking your FICO score beforehand will also give you a solid idea of what offers might be available to you. Typically, cards with attractive welcome bonuses require excellent credit, so knowing where you stand is crucial. Cleanall3.com is a great source to know exactly what your true FICO score is. Cleanall3.com. Evaluate your spending habits to qualify for bonus. Many cards require you to spend a significant amount within the first few months, usually 3 to 6 months. The higher the bonus, the more you'll have to spend. Here's a golden opportunity for homeowners and first-time buyers. If you're in the process of moving into a new home or making upgrades, these big expenses can count towards the spending threshold. Whether it's buying furniture, doing home renovations, or covering moving costs, use these planned expenses strategically to unlock your bonus. Just be sure to read the fine print. Transactions like balance transfers, cash advances, and certain fees don't count toward the required spending, and neither do transactions that involve cash equivalent items like prepaid cards or ATM withdrawals. Timing is everything. Timing your credit card application can make all the difference. If you know you'll have large upcoming purchases, say a new roof, appliances, upgrades, or new windows, consider applying for a credit card before these expenses to meet the spending requirements easily. This way, you're not stretching your budget unnecessarily just to earn the bonus. For instance, many cards have spending limits that might feel difficult to meet with everyday expenses alone, but as a homeowner, leveraging large home expenses not only helps you to meet those thresholds, but gives you an added reward on top. Watch out for eligibility requirements. Some card issuers only allow you to receive a welcome bonus once every few years, even across different card products. For instance, you may only be eligible for a bonus on a specific card type once every 24 to 48 months. Before you jump at an offer, check the restrictions to avoid any unpleasant surprises. This is important if you've been through the credit card rewards game before. If you're planning for a long-term strategy, you may want to wait for the right moment when your finances allow you to take full advantage of a bigger bonus offer. Stay on top of your card management. Earning a welcome bonus is just the first step. The real win comes in how you manage your card after the fact. Be diligent about paying off your balances in full each month to avoid accruing interest. The last thing you want is for finance charges to eat into that value of your rewards. Good rule of thumb, if you're carrying a balance month to month, you're losing more money to interest than you're gaining through the bonus. Another aspect to be aware of is that missing payments or falling back into bad standing with your credit card issuer could mean forfeiting your rewards entirely. Stay disciplined, and your bonus will feel like a genuine reward rather than a financial burden. Don't let good offers slip away. Great deals don't last forever. If you spot a welcome bonus that aligns perfectly with your spending habits and financial goals, don't wait too long. The best offers are often time sensitive, and by hesitating, you may miss out. Still, while it's important to act fast when you see a good offer, never rush into any decision. Take a day or two to review your finances and make sure you're applying for the card that will serve you best, not just the one that's the fastest to flashiest reward. Remember, you're in control, not the credit card companies. Make the most of your welcome bonus. It's not just about signing the best deal. It's about how you continue to use your credit card after earning the welcome bonus. Many cards come with ongoing perks like cash back on groceries, travel rewards, or even discounts on home improvement stores, which can be invaluable as you continue to invest in your home. If you play your cards right, pun intended, these bonuses could be a small but significant way to help you manage debt, save on household expenses, or even take that much needed vacation. But the key is always the same. Stay informed, plan ahead, and use these financial tools wisely. Bottom line, maximize rewards, minimize the risk. In the end, maximizing credit card welcome bonuses is about more than just racking up points. It's about using every advantage to stay ahead financially. For homeowners and first-time buyers, leveraging your everyday and not so everyday expenses can help you reap the benefits without overspending or falling into debt. Take time to research your plan, your spending, and choose a card that aligns with your broader financial goals. Whether you're looking to pay down debt, save for future home improvements, or just get a little extra back on your monthly expenses, the right credit card and the right welcome bonus can give you a much needed boost. That is the Borrow Smart segment brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrhomeselect.com, rsrhomeselect.com. How could I miss that one? It's my favorite loan product out there, rsrhomeselect.com. I think we have time to do another real-time real estate segment. Okay, real-time real estate brought to you by rsrmoney.com, the sweet spot home buyers have been waiting for. After months of sitting on the sidelines, many home buyers who were priced out by high mortgage rates and affordability challenges finally have an opportunity to make their move. With rates trending down, today's market is a sweet spot for buyers, and it's one that may not last long. So if you put your own move on the back burner, here's why maybe you shouldn't delay your plans any longer. As you weigh your options to decide if you should buy now or wait, ask yourself this: what do you think everyone else is doing? The truth is, if mortgage rates continue to ease, as experts project, more buyers will jump back into the market. A survey from Bankrate shows over half of homeowners would be motivated to buy this year if rates drop below 6%. If you're watching us on ronsiegelradio.tv, any of our socials, or the ABC News and Talk, AM 1490, FM 98.1 video feed, you're seeing a chart. Over half of home buyers would be motivated to buy this year if mortgage rates drop below 6%. With rates already in the low 6% range, we're not terribly far off from hitting that threshold. Bottom line is that when they drop into the fives, the number of buyers in the market is going to go up, and that means more competition for you. That increased demand will likely push some home prices up, which could potentially take away from some of the benefits you'd gain from a slightly lower interest rate. As Nadia Evangelo, senior economist and director of real estate research at the National Association of Realtors, NAR, explains, quote, the downside of increased demand is that it puts upward pressure on home prices as multiple buyers compete for a limited number of homes. In markets with ongoing housing shortages, this price increase can offset some of the affordability gains from lower mortgage rates. So while waiting to buy may seem like a smart move, it could backfire if raising prices outpace your savings from slightly lower rates. What does this mean for you? Right now, you've got a chance to get ahead of all that. Today's market is a buyer's sweet spot. Why? Because a lot of other buyers are waiting, which means not as many people are actively looking for homes. That means less competition for you. At the same time, affordability has already improved quite a bit. Recent easing in mortgage rates has made home ownership more accessible. Mike Simonson, founder of Altos Research, and you know we love Altos Research because we give their reports away for free. We pay for them. You get them for free. All you have to do is go to rsrlinks.com/market report, rsrlinks.com/market report. But as he says, quote, mortgage payments on the typical price home are 7% lower than last year and are 13% lower than the peak in May 2024. And while the supply of homes for sale is still low, it's also higher than it's been in years, according to Ralph McLaughlin, senior economist, Realtor.com. The number of homes actively for sale continues to be elevated compared with last year, growing by 35.8%, a 10th straight month of growth, and now sits at the highest since May 2020. This means you now have more options to choose from than you've had in quite a while. With fewer buyers in the market, improving affordability, and more homes to choose from, you have the chance to find the right one before the competition heats up. Why waiting could cost you if you're waiting for the perfect time to buy? It's important to understand that timing the market is nearly impossible. The longer you wait, the higher the risk that market conditions will shift and not necessarily in your favor. Greg McBride, chief financial analyst at Bankrate, says, quote, it's one of those things where you should be careful what you wish for. A further drop in mortgage rates could bring a surge of demand that makes it tougher to actually buy a house. Bottom line, don't wait until you have to deal with more competition and higher prices. You already have the chance to buy a home while you're in the sweet spot today. Give me a call at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Let's chat about your goals. That is the Real-Time Real Estate segment brought to you by rsrmoney.com, rsrmoney.com. And as always, we ask, set that first radio preset button to come back here and join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. A big thanks to Josh and Sean for engineering us today. And of course, a special thanks to you for spending a little bit of your day with us. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me anytime. 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. And remember, make a lot of money so you can help a lot of people and have a lot of fun. Have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.